Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Paula. We are here with part 1 of our check-in for the week, which is where we go back through our non-cash spending, document those things, and then pull the money from our variable envelopes to do it. And I have modeled this kind of how I structure this after how Veda at the Simple Budget does hers. So we will just jump in to the first part of this. Caveat, it's I do it in sections because I do like to get in and get the money out of my variable envelopes so I know where they're at. So I don't just do it once a week. I do it kind of as I have spending that happens, because I do need that additional accountability to make sure I'm staying within my budgeted amounts in my variable envelopes. So let's jump in. The first purchase that we have, I didn't give myself in a spot for an amount. That's okay. The first one, these are all credit card purchases, I think. I do most of my spending on a credit card. That's just my preference. And then I pay it back. I want to say I pay it off every month, but honestly, once I put this cash back in, I'll probably make a payment usually every week with the cash I deposit back in from these check-ins. So the description, I went to Quick Star. It was a particularly stressful day at work, and I ended up just going and grabbing lunch at Quick Star, but because anyway, I spent way more than necessary because I was eating some comfort food. It was a bit of a hard day. Anyway, so that's going to come out of eating out. Yes, I need to pay it back to the bank. The next purchase, well, Quick Star got a lot of our money this week. These are both on the same day because this was at the end of the work day. This was Friday, I think. I went to Quick Star and I grabbed some of my favorite drinks in tall boy form after work. So that was $6.92, and it does need paid back to the bank from our drinks category. Then we spent $7.68 at Target. I got, the category is household. I grabbed toilet bowl cleaner and shower cleaner that was recommended to me by a friend of mine. So that does need paid back to the bank. Then on Saturday night, we, so this was the weekend that we were going to go to like the water park at the hotel with my kiddos, and my kid, we've just really been struggling here. And so we just opted not to take them out and to do that fight. So what we did instead was I got a sitter and we went out for dinner at one of our favorite restaurants. It's where we ate after we had our very small wedding ceremony. It's in a bigger town about 45 minutes from us. But it's, and this might be typical for some people. It's not typical for what we spend on eating out, but for 2 prime rib dinners and 3 drinks, plus a tip, it was $145.26. That's actually going to come from the envelope, I'm just going to put hotel, where we had money saved to go to the hotel water park. So that's what that will be paid back with. And then the final thing on this check-in will be $11.48 from Quick Star. Guys, this isn't usually how we operate. This is from eating out Sunday night. My husband was like, I could go for ice cream. And I was like, cool. I'll give you cash to cover it if you are willing to go to town and buy it. We live about 6.5 miles, 9.5 minutes out of town. Anyway, so, and he doesn't usually offer to drive to town. Usually once he's, whatever, he's done. But he's had a little bit of a cold, and so he was excited to get some ice cream on that. Anyway, so this is what we had today. This is what we are paying back. So I'm just going to add this up really quickly. +7 plus. So we are looking thus far at $183. So let's jump into our envelopes to pay that back. I am going to start, I think, with eating out, because I actually have no drinks, because I have ones in there. I don't know how much this is going to help us. So $7. I'm going to take it all in once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just exchanged out a 10 from a different envelope to get change, because I knew that none of these envelopes had change. So I'm going to take this all in ones, because I think we're going to need it to make change in these envelopes. Okay, so that was drinks. So I'm going to check that guy off. We can go next into eating out, because that looks like that will be 12 plus 20. 12 plus 10 is 22. So I'm going to pull in a 20 and 2 from eating out, which leaves us with 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70 in eating out at this point. Okay, so eating out, and as long as I'm still in this envelope, we'll go into household. I need $8 to Target. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 20 from household, and I'm going to give myself a 10 and 2 5s from eating out. Oops. So this is my $20 in household, and I need 8 of that. So when I take 2 5s, I'm gonna get 2 1s back, right? 8, 10, yep, so $12 left in household. And then the final 146 is going to come from the envelope where I had just been stashing plasma money. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, and I'm gonna do this mental math on the spot, is not my strong suit. So I need $14 back, which is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 20, 40, 60, 80. Well, all those 20s go in there. And then in this envelope, I don't even know what I have here. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4. $74 left in that envelope. That was going to be kind of a bonus trip that we were going to cash flow. So that is taken care of there. So let's count and see if we are at where we need to be. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 81, 2, and 3, 183. That's it for part 1. Keep watching. All right, and we are here with our second portion of the check-in for this week. We had another spendy week. That just kind of seems to be how it goes. So I guess we'll just jump into it. The first thing was for $17.11. It is an extra charger for my laptop, my work laptop. And so I'm going to take that out of my spending. I don't know. I keep changing what I call it because I'm not on my allowance. And that is going to be paid back to the bank. I spent $2.54 on Etsy for a savings challenge, which is also coming out of my allowance. I spent $22.54 from Elf for some moisturizer and face wash. and mainly out of beauty, but I don't think I'll have enough in beauty, so I'll take a couple bucks from household to make up the difference. So I think I budgeted 20 for beauty, so it'll be about 3 from my household envelope. Then I spent $12.83 on socks for myself, which will be coming from clothes, and it will need to be paid back to the bank. Then we spent $13.94 on Amazon on light bulbs, which it should be household really, but my husband bought them actually without telling me, so it's gonna come out of home. As much as those envelopes are separate, that is why we do have the sinking fund for that. And then we also where was that? Okay, and then I think we have, it's $100 total. So it was two $50 deposits that I put down today for tattoo appointments for myself and my husband. So that's $100 total. So and I am, the things that are coming out of my allowance, I am combining them, 54 and 11, so that's still going to be less than 20 plus 23 plus 13 plus 14 plus, so I should have 170 in cash when we are done with this check-in here. So let's see how well I can manage all of this in one frame. So I'll start with the things that are in our variable envelope. And my spending money, it looks like I need a 20 out of, we decided, so I'm going to put that in there. And like I said, I do typically round up, but not all the time. It just kind of depends on the situation. 1711 plus 254 is less than 20 bucks, so combining those. So in beauty, I'm taking my whole 20, plus I'm going to need $3 from, well, let's take $2 from household because there's still, so there's not other change in there right now. So we'll just, well, how much is this? Is there 5 and 5 ones? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, silly Paula. Okay, that wasn't the envelope I meant to check in. Doesn't matter to you. Apparently you can't see this anyway. So I was gonna look in, do I have a 5? No, I have 5 and 3 ones. So I might just pull that $1 from drinks to cover the rest of the face wash. So that brings me to my 23 here that was in beauty and households. So then I'm going to close home and tattoo. Those should all be in my sinking funds. So I'm going to jump in here and we'll go to home first because that's what's coming up. Looks like 14 I need from home. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that $1 back in drinks. And I'm going to instead take 15 out of home instead of making change for the light bulbs. 5 and 10. Okay, so we'll cross that off. What do I have in home? 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 98. All right. So then the next one that we need is out of clothes, and that is $13. Well, we came to tattoos first, so tattoos it is. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. So that takes everything that we had in our tattoo sinking fund to cover those deposits. And then the final envelope then is clothes, which is 13. Okay, so I'm going to put a 20 in, and I'm going to bring 7 back. But let's see if I can. 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the very least, I can put in this 20, 30, 32. That can go back in the clothes envelope for today. So now let's count and see what we have. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 170. So we have exactly what we needed for this deposit back to the bank. And I still have, I just put it back here in a bank envelope, which I actually have money in there from the first half of the check-in. Because I do like to get the money out of my variable envelopes, as I have shared, to make sure that I'm not spending more money than I have or forgetting what my budget looks like, but still allowing me to wait and deposit this at the end of the week. So that is what I have for that, and there might be one more section to this check-in, so stay tuned for another minute. All right, and here we are today for the final portion of our check-in for this week, bringing us to the end of our, it's not a pay week, so bringing us to the end of halfway through our pay period. The final transaction, I think, is 118.46. The change doesn't matter too much, as I'm going to round it up, but it's for park and rec activities, and the category is kids. So it's winter basketball for my son. It is the mother-son bowling event fee for me and him to go to that they put on, and then it's for both of my daughters to go to the father-daughter dance. So all those things together add up to that. So I'm going to jump in here to the sinking fund envelope where I have the kids' funds. And I'm going to pull out 119, I guess. 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it seems like such a big thing, but now that kids are older and be able to be involved in more stuff, my girls can't really do any of the sports activities that they have, which isn't true. My 4-year-old, I think my 4-year-old could do a few of them, but I learned with her soccer over the fall that she's really not into organized sports at this age, and it really wasn't great for her, and my 3-year-old isn't old enough to do some of that stuff. So it's the sports activities for my son, and then, you know, the dance, the parent-child events for everybody else. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 110, 115, 116, 117, 118, and 119. All right, so I wanted to make sure that that was in there. I think that is the end of the non-cash spending that we have done. So I'm going to add that here to my bank deposit stack, and I will probably drop those in the at the bank later today, which will end up probably being deposited after the holiday, simply because there's a holiday, Thanksgiving wise. But anyway, so that is the end of my check-in. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions about what or how I do things, please leave them below. If you have any please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and like this video on your way out. So until next time, thanks guys. Bye.